Hello, so continuing with the tutor explanation for this functional skills maths practice paper at level 2. We're on to question 7 now, so we'll take a bit of time going through question 7. So I'm grouping these together, got 7A, B and C. So let's just read it first. Obviously we may well get on to reading it 3 times. So write 21.9% as a decimal. First question. B, work out 37% of 4,618.7.57. Give your answer to 1 decimal place. And C, down the bottom there, just move it a bit more into focus. Write 51,049,112 in figures. So I do like to put it in context in terms of the course and the skills work that we've done. So I consider the part of the course that this covers is read, write, order and compare positive and negative numbers of any size. Identify and know the equivalence between fractions, decimals and percentages, and work out percentages of amounts. So okay, let's attempt these questions. We'll go back to the top one, 7A, write 21.9% as a decimal. So again, we do a lot of work in preparation for the exam about equivalence of fractions, decimals and percentages, and this is a question about that. And again, going back to identify and know the equivalence between fractions, decimals and percentages. Okay, so I've put it over here. Let's put it centre of screen so we can just concentrate on that. Write 21.9% as a decimal. So to turn a percentage into a decimal, you divide by 100. So I've done that there. So 21.9% divided by 100 is 0.219. So I'm going to transfer that back into the question as the answer. Okay, so let's just put it in and then move on to the next one. Hopefully it fits. So where's it gone? There it is. Okay, so that's the answer. So moving on to B, work out 37% of 4,618.57. Give your answers to 1 decimal place. So in a lot of ways this is flowed and is an extension of the first question. So again, I've prepared it in a different place, so let's get that and put that at the top there. No, that's a different method, so I've got an explanation elsewhere. There it is. Okay, so one of the methods of doing this, so get this in a clear space so we can just concentrate on this. One of the methods of doing this is to turn the percentage into a decimal. Now again, that follows on from our equivalency work, and the reason why we say the percentage of a decimal is, although we can do a percentage on a calculator, it's a bit easier and it's a bit more straightforward once we've got the decimal. So to turn the percentage into a decimal, as we know from the previous question, we divide it by 100. So in the second line now, 37 divided by 100. So that turns it into 0.37. So as a decimal, 0.37 times 4,618.57. So that gives us the answer of 1,708.879. So again, let's transfer that because I believe that is one of the marks. Okay, so reading the question, why am I not saying it's both of the marks? So it says work out 37% or 4,618.57. Give your answer to 1 decimal place. So that is the answer, but we do have to give it to 1 decimal place. So again, let's find out where I've done the explanation on that. There you go. Okay, so 1708.8709, that is 4 decimal places, and it's asking us to express it as 1 decimal place. So when we have to do that, we actually look to the number in the second decimal place, because that decides whether the number stays as 1708.8 or goes up to 1708.9. So that is the decision we have to make, and we're basically saying, is that number closer to 1708.8 or 1708.9? And we can only make that decision by looking at the number in the second decimal place. If that number is 5 or above, it goes up. If it's 4 or below, it stays the same. So we can see that that number is 5 and above. So it knocks it up to 1708.9. Okay, so let's put that as the answer. $1,708.9. Okay, so let's have a look at the last question in this amount, and it's a little bit different. It says write, and it's given it in words. Obviously, when I say it, it's not in words, it's in verbal, but write 51,049,112 in figures. Now, the best way I can sort of analyse this and break this down a little bit is to really sort of say what they're getting at. So the misconception that they're looking at here is a lot of people would interpret that and then write it down, because you're writing down the numbers from the words as this example here. But this is not the full amount. This is 5,148,112. The actual figure they're looking for is this. Okay, 51,049,112. And the misconception there is that the figure in the place value of 100,000 is naught, because it's less than 100,000. So this is the number that corresponds to the question that has been answered. Okay, not this one. Okay, so I'm going to leave the question now and then go on to question 8 in another video.